Hello and welcome back to somebody on the Space and another edition of NXT Out of 10, and with Heatwave less than 2 weeks away, building up to the PLE is a top priority for this week's show, but we had time for plenty of action including Darkseid vs Obafemi, Siobhan Evans, Moose and Trick Williams, but we started things off with a main roster star, Nia Jax taking on Lash Legend. Both women are among the most powerful, so yeah, it was going to be a very interesting match. The lock-up and fought for control, it seemed like a stalemate until Jax put Legend in a corner for some shoulder thrusts. Legend showed some impressive strength when Jax applied a guillotine and Legend held her up before planting her in the corner. This was nothing pretty about this match. It was two big powerful women trying to hurt each other, not technically put on a clinic. They wanted to hit each other in the face as much as possible. The first couple of minutes felt both rough, but they eventually found their groove and had some fun moments. Legend was especially impressive with some of the power moves she hit. Not only did this live up to the expectations, but also had room to grow in the future. Legend had the match won, but two annihilators from Jax put it down for the 3 count. But yeah, definitely count on Legend getting revenge. Good stuff, 6 out of 10. Before we moved on to TNA's Joe Henry taking on Charlie Dempsey of NQCC. As usual, Ren Sinclair was with Dempsey. Dempsey did a few technical style, but Hendry did a good job keeping him limited with that. Only Dempsey grew frustrated. He began unloading on the former champ when the Scot was more than happy to reciprocate, and after a short competitive fight, Hendry got the win with his finisher. It would have been great if they had more time, so hopefully not their last encounter. 6 out of 10. Before we got Fatal Influence versus Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice, Briggs came out to give a promo about Inamura, but the crowd was booing and chanting so much it was hard to hear what he had to say. He challenged his former friend to a street fight, and Inamura came to the ring to accept. After some backstage segments and a break, JC Jane and Fallon Henry took on Vice and Jordan in tag team action. Nix was at ringside to spot her Fatal Influence teammates. Masha Slamovich and Ash by Elegance were in the crowd watching. Jordan and Henry started for their teams, wasting no time picking up the pace. The match never really showed down, which worked to its benefit. All 4 competitors had some great moments. But the quick pace meant they didn't really have time to sell anything for too long. The bout had a couple of moves that didn't land, but the vast majority of what they did was great. A very solid performance from all of them, really. And Jordan ended up getting a win for her team with a moonsault on Jane, which gives her a pin over the double champ. So yeah, this was good stuff. Gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Evolve's Kendall Gray then got a big opportunity this week taking on Alba Fire. Chelsea Green watched from backstage with Ethan Page, but Piper Niven was at ringside for her partner. Gray has been around WWE for over 2 years, but this was her first real opportunity to shine on TV. After Niven was taken down, All Ego came out to check on her as Gray began building some momentum. While it wasn't a bad match, it lacked the kind of polish we'd expect from a WWE bout. It also felt a bit rushed, which was likely due to it only having a few minutes. Fire won pretty easy in the end, but yeah, I think Kendall Gray will only get better, and it's great exposure for her. So yeah, 5 out of 10. Moving on then to Darkseid versus Williams, Moose, Femi and Evans in a big main event. As soon as the bell rang, Evans jumped on top of Darkseid to kick a huge brawl off with everyone. It ended up with Evans and Sugars as the first legal men. This was just as chaotic as you'd expect. Darkseid thrive on mayhem. Of 8 people involved, they didn't have time to slow down. Bites like this is sometimes hard to judge because it's almost impossible for a match with this many competitors to have a cohesive story. It's more about making sure everyone gets some time in the ring rather than anything else. That being said, there was some decent action here. Some miscommunication led to the babyfaces taking each other out, which allowed Darkseid to target Evans. Williams could have got involved, but he opted not to save his partner, and Hank and Tank came out to fight Darkseid to end the show. All makes sense within the context of the stories, and I thought I kind of enjoy the chaos, and this was exactly what it was. So yeah, I'm not opposed to it at all. 6 out of 10. Overall, NXT gets the 6 out of 10 from me. It's been pretty consistent for a while. There's always something to enjoy, but it never really feels like kind of the show stands out. I don't think this show is bad, but it wasn't great either. 2 matches felt short, but I think there were some decent segments here, and I am very intrigued by the Heatwave cards. So yeah, on the whole, 6 out of 10 from me. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.